Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Indeed, all praise is for Allah. We praise Him, seek His assistance, and seek His forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evil promptings of our souls and from our evil actions. Whosoever Allah guides, none can misguide, and whosoever Allah leaves astray, none can guide aright. I testify that none has the right to be worshipped except Allah alone, having no partner, and I testify that Muhammad, may Allah exalt his mention, is his slave and his messenger. Dear beloved kids, beloved mom, my beloved class, I'm really so proud of you, and every time you are increasing in number, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all and to feel that we are one family, one beloved family, trying as much as possible to know properly about our Lord. Because if we know about our Lord, it will be greatly different from not knowing. Knowledge about Allah will make you be able to worship Him properly. Because we are asked from Allah to worship Him properly. And again, as I told you, we are ordered from Allah to know Him properly. And Alhamdulillah, Allah Jalla wa'ala, He didn't leave us to try to search about Him by ourselves, nor He left us for our minds to check the reality of Allah Jalla wa'ala. Because surely we are, as human beings, as weak as that, and we cannot bear to think wrongly about Allah. And the proof for that, there is proof for that. The proof is in Surah Al-A'raf. Yes, the proof is in Surah Al-A'raf 143. I want this, please. Surah Al-A'raf 143. In Surah Al-A'raf 143, Musa alayhi salam, when he was able to hear his Lord, he was very anxious to see him. So when he was asked from Allah to go and meet him, Allah Jalla wa'ala talked to him. So let us first read what Quran said and then to understand. وَلَمَّا جَاءَ مُوسَى لِمِيقَاتِنَا. It means that when Musa alayhi salam came to meet Allah, at the time he asked him to come for an appointment in order to meet his Lord, he was very anxious to see his Lord because he heard him. So he was very anxious to see him. Being anxious only, very hoping to see his Lord. He thought so. He thought so. Because he talked to him, he can see him. So he asked him in Surah Al-A'raf, as it is said in Surah Al-A'raf, وَلَمَّا جَاءَ مُوسَى لِمِيقَاتِنَا وَكَلَّمَهُ رَبُّهُ. He came to the appointment, and then Allah, his Lord, talked to him. He spoke to him, telling him about orders and don't be afraid. He talked to him. Then Musa begged him, saying, "Oh my Lord, can I see you?" Allah said to him, "You will not be able to see me. أرني أنظر إليك." Can I see you? Allah is well oriented that Musa cannot, being weak human being, he cannot. So he said to him, it's okay, it's okay. Look to that mountain, you know the mountain, how huge and large, how the mountain is. Musa, Allah said, it's okay. Let the mountain see me first, and if the mountain can bear to see me, you are going to see me. So he was begging Allah to see him. Allah said, it's okay. When he asked him, can my Lord, let me see you, show me yourself. Allah said to him, you cannot, but I'll prove it for you. Why you cannot? Because our Lord is as great as that. So he said to him, if the mountain can bear it, you will bear it. And then Allah Jalla wa Ala let the mountain be able to see him. The mountain becomes, in few seconds, all of it collapse, comes down, become like dust filling the area. It has been changed from great rocks above rocks to make a very strong mountain. It becomes just dust. It has been changed into powder because of inability to bear looking to Allah Jalla wa Ala. At that moment, Musa alayhi salam fainted. He was shocked, and he himself was unable to bear such thing, seeing the mountain coming down. You have to imagine it. Comes down until it becomes a typical level with the land, in the typical level of the earth. After being as huge as that, he felt unconscious. And then, when he was recovered, he regained his consciousness again. He asked his Lord forgiveness. How you know that? By said, Tubtu ilayk. I'm greatly sorry. Why? Because I dare to ask you to let me see you. This point is highly important, because I met kids in Mississippi group. They asked me to meet them, and I met them. And the only question they were asking me, why Allah is unseen? Actually, we are daring enough to ask this question. Allah Jalla wa Ala, we are not in need to see him. We are not in need to see him, because he is showing us himself through his actions, through his deeds, through his attributes, through his names. For example, his name, the most merciful. If you want to know Allah, go and see the mercy from the mom to the kids. Go and see, check the mercy, how the mom, not the daddy, the mom, how the mom is behaving towards her newly born kid. How she is very afraid about him, how she is very keen to make him clean, how she is very anxious to let him sleep properly. How the mom, a newly born baby, unable to care with himself. Go and ask yourself how mommy is caring with that kid. Her mercy is meticulous, minute, unseen if compared to Allah's mercy. Again, if you see something very beautiful, you are seeing something very beautiful, the most beautiful thing you can ever imagine. Whatever, new invention, newly built house, very unbelievable park, anything you cannot imagine how beautiful, how nice, how all this. If you see that, tell yourself, one of Allah's names is the most beautiful. What is this means? That anything beautiful is from His beauty. Anything beautiful is from His beauty. And when you find any rich person very keen to help others by his money, helping that and that, and you hope to be rich in order to help Muslims, remember at that moment that Allah Jalla wa Ala is the most rich. He is the richest overall. So any kind of rich resources, any kind, very rich country, very rich king, very rich citizen, any kind of rich attitude, remember that He is the richest. He is the most rich. And like that. So actually, we don't know Allah. We don't know Him. And we are not in need to see Him. He is telling about Himself everywhere. If you try, just try to look to the heavens, how it is raised up without any columns supporting it, you can see that and say to yourself, how great my Lord is. He is raising these heavens without any columns to support. And when you find very dry land, and then rains comes, changing it into place ready to have seeds in, after which there are trees, flowers everywhere. The place which was before very dry and nearly about to die, if you see this land become cultivated and become rich in its flowers and plants, remember your Lord. With His mercy, He let rains comes down to these dry places to be changed into cultivated places. That's your Lord. That's your Lord, the most merciful, the most kind, the most beautiful, the most great,
the greatest, the Almighty, we aren't in need to see him, because he is announcing everywhere his presence. Any kind of beauty, it is his. Any kind of mercy, it is his. Any kind of provision, it is his. Any kind of love among each others, it is his. He enabled him. Who allowed us to love each other? He and not other than him. Who allows us to be able to learn, to be able to talk, to be able to see, to be able to love. He and none but him. He, Almighty, the greatest. We aren't in need to see him. We are seeing him everywhere, with his mercy, with his love, with his support, with his great care. But we are so bad. We are so cruel. We are so daring. And he is forgiving. And he is accepting. And he is calling us until our death to know about him and to return back, asking repentance, and he is going to forgive. And after that, even if we commit sins, being Muslims, finally we will be in his paradise. Only Muslims will be in his paradise. He will not let fire touches our bodies, inshallah. So what do you want more? To be a good citizen, to be a good slave, to be a good worshipper. What do you want? What do you want? And he, if you try to ask anything, he is answering. If you call for anything, he is answering. You are doing mistakes and he is forgiving. You forget him and he never forgets you. He's caring with you all the time. Whether you ask or not, he is answering. Whether you behave or not, he is supporting. So, what do you want more? And that's why there are certain questions you as a Muslim should know. These will be in the form of questions, answers. These will be in the form of questions and answers. If you are asked, who is your Lord? This is the question. Your answer will be, my Lord is Allah. You are not going to say, my Lord is my God, as non-Muslims say. No. You are going to say, as Quran taught you. When you are asked the first question, who is your God? You will say, my Lord, not God, my Lord is Allah. And then you will be asked, what do you mean by Lord? What do you mean by the word Lord or Rabb? Rabb means Lord. Rabb, R-U-B. If you are asked, what do you mean by your Rabb? You should answer by 4 things to know by heart. You should say that he, Jalla wa Ala, is the Lord of all universe. So you have to know that Rabb means the Lord of all universe. In Arabic, Malik, not Malik. In Arabic, Malik, the owner of this universe. The Lord of this universe means he is the owner. And number two, he is the king. He is the king of all kings. So when you are asked, what do you mean by your Rabb? You have to answer, my Rabb is the Lord of this all universe. My Rabb is the king of all kings. Being the king, so all of us are his slaves. Being the king, we are the slaves. We are not servants. We are not servants. Because there is, from the linguistic point of view, difference between the servant and the slave. The servant can ask you, I will not work. If I work, I want this amount of money to be given to me in order to do that. The slave not. The slave, he has no opinion. The slave is like the chair, like the table, like the desk you own. This is your own private thing. The chair, if you are about to sit, can the chair told you, no, I'm fatigued, don't sit on me? No. If you are going to use the table to take your dinner, can the table say, no, I am tired, don't put anything above me? No. This is the slave. He has no opinion. He cannot refuse his Lord's orders. He cannot express himself by saying yes or no to his Lord. Plus, he should love his Lord, because he has nothing to go or to do without his Lord. This is the slave. So we are slaves to Allah Jalla wa'ala. So, number one, he is the Lord, means the owner of this universe. Number two, he is the king of all kings. And this means that all of his creatures are his slaves. Being so, he should care with his creatures. So he is Al-Mudabbir. Al-Mudabbir. To care with all his creatures, not only Muslims. And from the Mudabbir comes the provider, Al-Razzaq. From the provider, from the Mudabbir, caring with all his creatures' affairs, comes the provider. He is responsible. So he is the most sufficient. Like Al-Mudabbir and the Razzaq, the greater is the most sufficient. Al-Qayyum. And the word Al-Qayyum means قائم على كل نفس. قائم على كل نفس. I'll explain. بما كسبت. What is the meaning of that? Being Al-Qayyum, he can care with himself and with all his creatures. He is Qayyum. So he is responsible for all his creatures and himself. What is this means? This means that
His creatures are not only we. There are human and non-human. Non-human animals. There are living and non-living. Mountains, rivers, seas, valleys. All these are His. So He's caring with all His creatures, living and non-living, human and non-human. And that's why Allah Jalla wa'ala is called Rabb al-Alameen. Rabb al-Alameen. In Surah Al-Fatiha, you are saying Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So who are Al-Alameen? Al-Alameen is all but Him. Al-Alameen is all thing except Him. So all things but Allah is His. And that Al-Alameen generally are 6. Al-Alameen, we can say Sit Awalim. 6 in numbers. In number, they are 6. How they are 6? Jinn and Ins, they are 2. Al-Jinn wal-Ins. Jinn wal-Ins. These are 2. Al-Malaika. 3. All kinds of plants. All kinds of water. Al-Bihar. Let us count now. Jinn and Ins, 2. Malaika, 3. All kinds of plants, 4. All kinds of water, 5. And then other than Ins and Jinn, like fish, like animals, like different kinds of animals, other than Jinn and Ins. So Al-Jinn and Al-Ins. Why we mix Jinn and Ins together, and we didn't put living and non-living creatures? Because Jinn and Ins are asked from Allah. Jinn and Ins are asked from Allah about their behaviors. If they do good, they will be rewarded. If they do sins, they will be asked. So Jinn and Ins are the only to be asked. And then heavens, and then plants, and then angels, and then all kinds of water. All these are awalim. Allah Jalla wa'ala is the Lord of all, Rabb al-Alameen. So again, the first question was, who is your God? Your answer should be Rabbi Allah. You have to know it in Arabic. Rabbi Allah. If you are asked, who is your Lord? Who is your God? You have to say Rabbi Allah. Rabbi Allah. You have to know it like that. My Lord is Allah. Who is Allah? Allah Jalla wa'ala. Allah Jalla wa'ala. Al-Ma'bud. Al-Malik. It means that He and none but Him to be worshipped. Why? Because He is the Lord of all. And what is the meaning of Lord? Ar-Rabb. Ar-Rabb means He is the one responsible for all creatures. What is this means? He is the owner of all. He is the provider of all. He is responsible to let them be able to gain whatever they want. Needs. You are in need to eat. He is going to support you by food. Like you, animals in need to eat. He is allowing them to eat. He is giving them the desire to be hungry. He is giving them the desire to be satisfied, don't want more. He Jalla wa Ala gives them the desire to love each others, even if they are animals. These desires is from Allah. And this is from His mercy. And for man, He honored him by having mind to think. He has mind to think. So again, Allah Jalla wa Ala is the Rabb. So the Rabb is the Malik, the owner, is the provider, and provider coming from Al-Mudabbir. He is Qayyum. Al-Qayyum is responsible for himself and others, the so-called self-sufficient and sufficient, and he can be responsible for all his creatures. And with all that, he is the Rabb. With all that, he is having names and attributes of these things. He has names and attributes, actual names and attributes. له أسماء وصفات. What is the meaning of that? Names and attributes. Attributes means he is the most generous, so he is generous. But you can find in human beings one called Kareem, and he isn't. He is not generous at all. You can find somebody called Jamil, and he is not smart or handsome or beautiful lady. In spite her name is Jamila. But Allah names are real names with real attributes. Allah names are real names with real attributes. So He Jalla wa Ala, concerning His names and attributes, you have to know three things. Al-Jamal, Al-Jamal, Al-Jalal, Al-Kamal. See these things. Allah Jalla wa Ala names and attributes are the most beautiful. Number 2, very honorable. Number 3, perfect. Allah, all names are characterized by these things. So if you try to look to one of His names, you will find these three things. If you look to His name, the most merciful, you will find that He is the most merciful. He Jalla wa Ala makes mercy among all His creatures. The mercy between the mom and the kids. The mercy from the animal to her kids. The mercy between the two, dad and mom. All kinds of mercy. It is His. Generosity. All kinds of generosity from Him. He has the maximum, and He distributed to others minute of His mercy, minute of His generosity, minute of His being rich, minute of His knowledge, minute of His glory. All these are His. So your Rabb, not only caring by being the Lord, the provider, self-sufficient to Him and to others, caring with all His creatures, this is His duties. This is His duties. But plus that, he is having names and attributes maximum in its beauty, in its perfection, in its efficiency. So he is the most merciful, the most generous, the most high, the most Lord attitude. So he, Jalla wa Ala, is having the attributes and the names really of these attributes. He is having these names with reality in the names. So this is our Lord. You aren't in need to see him. Because Musa alayhi salam, when he was hoping to see him because he heard him, he said to him, you will not be able to see me. And again, be cautious with me. This is very important. It is much important than your lessons, other lessons with me. To know your Lord. Again, Ibrahim alayhi salam, in verse 26, 260 in Surah Al-Baqarah, he told him, I want you to see me, to let me see you how you are creating. He told him that. Not because he is doubtful, he is not sure, but he wants to tell us through Ibrahim how he can create. So in Surah Al-Baqarah 260, see with me. 260, see with me. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّي أَرِنِي كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. I want you, my Lord, to let me see you how you made dead be alive again. It's very important also to know you have to pick what makes you sure of your Lord. Ibrahim alayhi salam, he asked him in Surah Al-Baqarah, he said, oh my Lord, I want to see you create re-life any dead. Change the dead into alive. And then he first asked him, don't you believe in your Lord? No, my Lord. See. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّ أَرِنِي كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. I want you to let me see. He asked him, Ibrahim, don't you believe in your Lord? He said, no. But to feel internal satisfaction, to tell others about you. From his love, he is saying, لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي. He said, it's very okay. Take one bird and cut it into 4 parts and put each quarter very away from the other. So the best is to put each on the top of a mountain. So he cut it into 4 portions and put each portion on the top of a nearby mountain. And then he said to him, now call them. They are dead. They have been slaughtered and cut into pieces. Allah ordered him to call the bird to come. See what Allah is saying. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّ أَرِنِي كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى قَالَ أَوَلَمْ تُؤْمِنْ قَالَ بَلَى وَلَكِنْ لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي. I want to be quite sure. قال فخذ أربعة من الطير فصرهن إليك. The word فصرهن, the word in Arabic فصرهن, means call them to you. From فصرهن, from صار means becomes. They are going to be collected as one bird and will come to you. This is one thing. Because in the translation they are saying 4 birds. Even if they are 4 birds, but they are dead. Because he asked him to let him see how dead becomes alive. So it is very important that they are slaughtered. Whether 1 into 4 portions or 4 slaughtered birds, the same, never mind. But the accuracy is they were slaughtered. And then because of the number 4, it may be quarter or it may be 4. 4 slaughtered birds. He slaughtered them and put them each on a mountain. And then he asked him, ثُمَّ ادْعُهُنْ, call them. Call them. They are going to answer you. يَأْتِينَكَ سَعْيًا. And then he said to him, وَاعْلَمْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ. Be sure that Allah Jalla wa Ala is the Almighty, the All-Wise. See how we are daring. I want to see Allah. Why he is not see? Why we are not able to see him? From his mercy we are not able to see him. If we try to see him, we will be killed from inability to continue. Because it has come in authentic hadith that Allah Jalla wa Ala, his eyes comes from it light. That light, if it extends, it will burn until the end of his vision. لأحرقت سبحاته, the end of the effect, how long it will be all burned from his Nur Jalla wa Ala being illuminated. So from his mercy, he is expressing himself through his deeds, through his attributes, which are from his pure, real, true names. This is your Lord. Do you really give your Lord what your Lord deserves? No. جزاكم الله خيرا. بارك الله فيكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.